think actually this whole thing is a preparation, which could take a number of months. I don't think we're going to be out of this before June, July. Okay, and when we're out of this, and we're seeing kind of Saturn go back into Capricorn, we are really just partly we're left with the training wheels of how to cope in a disaster. But we've got to go back then also to things that we've neglected, like climate change and all these other political changes that are going to come as a result of this. We may not be able to congregate again. We may not be able to go down to stadiums and churches 100%, because let's face it, we never quite know what this thing was and how it's going to be used and effective towards compartmentalizing us. But I know one thing, that Saturn is going back into Aquarius at the end of the year, and then it's going to spend the next couple of years there, and a lot of other stuff's happening as well. Jupiter's there as well, right? So those are things that we want to prepare for. We are going to go through some tremendously dissociating, socially fragmenting things that are actually, we're going to have to reform the way that we go to sports and entertainment centers, go to pray, go to hang out in clubs and bars and, places that we like to meet, even the beach. But also, most importantly, it's going to change the way that we're selecting the status quo, our status quo definition, the way that we contribute information to fixed places like universities and churches, and mainly the political thing. The way we vote when we vote for representatives is going to change. Yeah, we're talking about that this period is the collapse of the old world order. The old world order and the way the political system works is on a very antiquated, very archaic system of government. Yeah. It was formed hundreds of years ago, and it was formed that way because we didn't have a means to communicate instantly, and not everybody had a voice. Not everybody was educated enough to have any clue of what was going on in the next neighborhood. Yeah, only certain people knew had certain information, and they got that from horseback riders, who they paid to go backwards and forwards. Yeah, so you can see how easy it was in the past to actually manipulate information. Even if you were just a horse rider, if you were the mailman, if you wanted to change history, you could go and tell the king something very different to what you were supposed to, because you had a vested interest in it. But everybody had a vested interest in keeping the truth to some degree distant from some people who might, get ideas about revolution or change. And it's come to that point now where we're all actually able to communicate with one another almost instantly. Whether we're allowed to do this or not is another thing. Because if they do pull the plug tomorrow, no internet means no money for a lot of people. Are you going to take a risk? A lot of people I've seen, take their money out and invest it in bullion and gold and things that can trade. But again, gold is one of those things you can trade if it means something. And it's physical. Again, it's physical stock. So physical stock may not mean anything to anyone who's just after information, data, and lots of it. I think, those people who really are the plutocrats today, and you know who they are. They are, your Bill Gateses, your Amazon guy, Jeff Bezos, Zuckerberg, all those people that know everything about us. They're the ones. They're the ones who have the stranglehold here on what society even looks like. They've created their own societies. Most of them are based on churning us over into consumer cows. Yeah, cows. Another thing that is Taurian. Yeah, we've just become a bunch of stock that's grazing away on these big electronic farmlands that itself is able to, is very soon going to undergo enormous changes. Yeah.